Battle of Zsibó was fought on November 15, 1705 between the Kuruc army and forces of the Habsburg Empire, Kingdom of Denmark and Vojvodian Serbs in Zsibó, Principality of Transylvania. The Austrian marshal Ludwig Herbeville marched against Transylvania. Although the Kuruc-French army was equal in size to the combined Austrian, Danish and Serbian forces, Francis II Rákóczi went on the defense due to the inferior training of his troops. The Danes and Austrians launched a powerful attack on the French and Kuruc infantry. Although the Kuruc infantry held its ground, the Kuruc cavalry could not launch an attack due to a lack of leadership and an overly muddy battlefield. The Austrian cavalry was thus capable of flanking the Hungarians on the left, forcing the Hungarians to retreat and crushing the cavalry in the process. After the battle, the combined Austrian-Danish army bought Transylvania. Preparations. A 1704 campaign by Kuruc forces liberated much of Hungary from Austrian rule and established numerical parity with the Austrians. However, due to better training, a stronger officer corps and deeper logistical capabilities, the Austrians still won the decisive Battle of Negresombat, going on to take back the important fortresses of. The Austrians subsequently called on aid from Croatian, Serbian and Danish armies. As a means of counterbalancing Austrian power, Louis XIV of France attempted to support the Kuruc rebels, sending troops and material support. However, following the French defeat at the Battle of Hochstadt, Louis was forced to reduce his material contributions to Rákóczi and the Kurucs. On July 8, 1704, the Transylvanian noble Rákóczi was elected Transylvanian prince, and on April 4, 1705, he was inducted. Designed to declare the Confederation of Hungary and Transylvania, problems nonetheless occurred in the National Assembly of SZD-CSE-NY over the army and the legal status of serfdom. Meanwhile, Rákóczi routed the new Habsburg army under Vienna. On June 27, a Danish military detachment arrived in Vienna under Andreas Harbour. The Danish soldiers fought against the French army in the Battle of Hochstadt. The Danish-Austrian vanguard under Karl Dietrich Lockelsberg attacked Great Rye Island. Baron Herbeville mobilized his army on the island and on July 29 tried to march in Komano, but withdrew on August 3 because of the Kuruc attacks. Meanwhile, Miklos Berceni and Antal Esterhazy invaded Moravia. On August 25, Herbeville crossed the Transdanube. In September he took a rest in Buda. The army of Janos Botian tried to disturb the Austrian army. The Kuruc commanders committed serious errors. Only in October did they respond to the attack of Herbeville. Rákóczi reinforced fortifications built near Zsibó, but wanted to fight a battle near Negrevarad. Later, the decision was changed to bring the battle to Zsibó. On October 31, Herbeville chased the Kuruc army from Negrevarad, which had been besieged for 2 years. This was a serious defeat for the Kuruc army. Opposing forces. Rákóczi's army was well equipped with food and the soldiers were relaxed. However, many of the Kuruc soldiers were poorly trained. The French auxiliary troops of Marquis des Allures, Rákóczi's court regiments and the German mercenaries of Simon Forgach were trained and disciplined soldiers. Many Romanian soldiers served in the infantry and cavalry, which included a miscellaneous Hungarian, Romanian, Serbian mounted regiment. The combined forces of the Kuruc-French army numbered 15,000 men and 34 cannons. The Kuruc army was located in the trenches near Zsibó, but the trenches were not completely prepared. Herbeville's army was starving, as Botian had used scorched earth tactics against the Austrians and all the crops on Great Rye Island had been harvested. Nevertheless, the fighting morale of the army remained high. All military units were trained, equipped and disciplined, except for the irregular Serbian cavalry. Danish grenadiers, infantry and cavalry fought under Andreas Harbour and General Frederick Gisdorf. The Vojvoda of Tokol commanded the Serbian light cavalry. The Austrian-Danish-Serbian army numbered 16,500 men.